You might be wondering, what grains can a person with celiac disease eat? All right, you came to the right spot. I've got the answer. Keep watching. In this video, we'll cover what celiac disease is and why it's so serious. And next, we'll go through what a celiac can eat and not eat. And last, we'll dive into the best eating plans for celiacs. So chances are, if you're watching this video, you probably know what celiac disease is, or you know someone that has it, but let's get everybody caught up and we'll go through the basics of what it is first. Celiac disease is an immune disease where people who have it can't eat gluten because it'll damage your small intestines. If you have celiac disease and you eat gluten, your body responds by damaging your small intestine. Now, there is a small percentage of the population that has actual celiac disease, but there's a large percentage of the population that has what's called non-celiac gluten sensitivity. We're not going to go through that. We're only going to talk about celiac on this video, but you might be experiencing some of the symptoms that I'm going to rattle off of celiac disease, but you haven't quite been diagnosed with celiac. This is going to be a good video for you for just good, well-rounded information regarding this subject. So what are the signs and symptoms of having celiac disease? Diarrhea, fatigue, weight loss, bloating, gas, abdominal pain, nausea, vomiting, constipation. It could include eczema, rosacea, migraines. Celiac disease is a real serious disease. You don't want to mess with it. And if you've been diagnosed with this, chances are you know you have it and you have experienced a lot of these symptoms. If celiac disease is left untreated, you run the risk of developing certain types of digestive system cancers. So for example, lymphoma of the small intestine is rare, but you're 30 times more likely to get it if you are celiac. So when we're talking about what a celiac can and can't eat, it seems like an open and shut answer. Like they can't have gluten. Cut and dry, bam, that's it. It's actually more complicated than that. You are correct. They can't have gluten, which is the protein found in wheat, because that makes the dough elastic. Okay, but it's more complicated than that. It's not as easy as just avoiding gluten, because gluten is in everything. Here's the problem. You can't just shop down the gluten-free aisle at your grocery store. It goes so much farther than that. The problem with just sticking with the grocery store gluten-free aisle is that a lot of those gluten-free foods were manufactured in plants and factories where they also manufactured foods with gluten. So there's cross-contamination. And the government regulates that anything that has less than 20 parts per million gluten in it can be stamped as gluten-free. But we have many celiacs that have severe symptoms showing up at a much less than 20 parts per million. So when you are truly celiac, you've got to be zero gluten. And that's really hard to do with these factories that cross-contaminate. They try to keep it separate, but it just isn't separate all the way. Before I go to the next point, I want to hear from you. Comment below and tell me, what do you think about celiac? Did you ever have your celiac friend over and you thought you were fine, and then you were like doing some Googling on celiac and you were like, oh no? I just want to know what you think about it. What's been your exposure? What's going on with you? Comment below, tell me what you think. So what grains can a person with celiac eat? The problem is zero. You can't just do gluten-free tortilla chips, gluten-free rice, gluten-free pasta, gluten-free. It's not enough. It's not enough for people who have celiac. If you have non-celiac gluten sensitivity and you have gluten-free jasmine rice, okay, that might work for you. For somebody who's got full-blown celiac disease, they need to have zero gluten. And this means just avoiding anything that could possibly have gluten. I know that sounds extreme, but if you ever have dealt with any of the symptoms that a celiac has gone through, it is really, really severe. It is miserable. miserable when they have any amount of gluten. They have the most horrific stomach aches, headaches, diarrhea, constipation, bloating. We already went through the symptoms, but it's horrible. And if you've ever been around somebody or you yourself has experienced that, you know you don't want to go down that road. So save yourself the heartache. Don't even go down the gluten-free aisle at the grocery store. Don't even walk down it. Avoid everything with gluten. And you know what? That might mean that you need to avoid makeup that's made with wheat. You might need to avoid shampoo that's made with wheat. You might need to avoid supplements that are made with wheat, because I don't think that's gluten-free that they have. And even if it is, I don't know how careful they are. So you could have a reaction in many different ways from many different products. You've got to be zero gluten if you have celiac. What is the best eating plan for celiacs then? Because if you're celiac and you're watching this right now, you might be feeling pretty hopeless. Can I just tell you, it's not hopeless. Don't feel that way. You're perfectly fine. You want to eat a diet that is inherently gluten-free. A diet with meat, vegetables, nuts, eggs, seeds, seafoods, and fat. By the way, that happens to be code red. Look, you don't have to ever worry about consuming any gluten when you eat off our food list. And during the 10-pound takedown challenge, I'm gonna give you a list. This side says what to eat and this side says what not to eat. So it's super easy. You don't have to worry about reading labels anymore, because we really don't even eat foods with the labels. You don't have to worry about contracting or cross-contamination. You don't have to, because I don't allow snacks. I don't allow the workaround. We only let people eat real food. We only eat real food. And hey, that's fine. That's your life anyway. You need to only eat foods like that. But what's so bad about steak and asparagus? What's so bad about eggs and bacon and avocado? There's no gluten in any of that, and that's gonna make you feel good. It's gonna keep you full for longer. It's gonna help your hair and nails grow. So yeah, you can't have tortillas or gluten-free tortillas. You don't even wanna take that risk. But you can have so many good things when you eat the Code Red lifestyle. Seafood and cream cheese, cottage cheese, my gosh, it's just endless how many great foods that we were created as humans to eat anyway. We were never created to eat anything down the gluten-free aisle. So believe me when I tell you, you ain't missing much. If you are celiac watching this, or if you are just anybody else watching this, whoever's watching this, I would love to have you on the 10-pound takedown challenge. We have them every month, where you can lose at least 10 pounds in 30 days without shakes, pills, diet foods, or exercise. And a lot of celiacs want to tell me they have a hard time losing weight. No, you don't have a hard time losing weight. Not on the Code Red lifestyle anyway. You just need to make a few tweaks to your diet. Let's get you sleeping. Let's get you drinking your water. Let's have you tracking your weight. Things we do on the challenge anyway. So I would love to have you on the next challenge. Click the link below. I'll see you on the next video.